any impersonation of my product is occurring, or if my brand is being copied, or my image itself is being copied. I might carry a Louis Vuitton bag, but somebody from China might be faking my Louis Vuitton bag, and we are able to even identify the image as well and tell you if somebody is trying to copy your product. Along with that, we have other products as well which help in engaging the consumers so that this system is successful. I mean, we want to make sure that consumers are actually interacting and using this. So we added elements to make them to engage them as well. And this is some of the additional dashboard that comes with it. And we'll just move on next, please. Thank you. So our business model is quite interesting, and we charge for each and every unit that carries our technology. So every unit that is made that carries our technology, each and every unit of piece of the product carries our technology. We charge for the platform as well, and of course, in some cases, wherein we've implemented end-to-end traceability for a product like coffee. There's also transaction charges as well. So we've done a project for the Coffee Board of India, wherein we track the coffee all the way from the farmer to the consumer, so that as a consumer, I can be guaranteed about the product. Plus, also create a nice story for the tribal farmers out of Karnataka to be able to compete with giants like Starbucks, etc. Next, please. There is some of the competition in terms of, like I said, Acquis is at the forefront of being able to do this from end to end and across channels and across sectors. And we have a lot of, we've done a lot of innovation as well in terms of how we provide the digital identity. A lot of companies just do 2D QR codes, etc. But we've gone way beyond that, and we've incorporated a lot of hidden elements and used technology so that we are always a step ahead of the counterfeiters. Next, please. So this is some of the competitive advantage we have. Like I said, non-replicable packaging is something which is affordable. And we are very mobile focused. In this day and age, we want to ensure that people are able to use this platform through a mobile. And this is what we have done. And we have multiple patents already filed on our technology. We have 3 patents, and we are actually about to file 2 more as well. Thank you. Next again. Sorry, I'm too close to the speaker, I guess. So this is a very important number for us. We've already protected 1.15 billion products through our system, which means these number of products have been protected, have carried our technology, and now now consumers who buy these are able to verify the authenticity, verify the story behind them, get to know the trace of the product. And we work with 80 plus brands across the world, like Epson, Kitply, Tata, DuPont as well. So these are some of the well-known brands. And we're also working with Bangalore Police to ensure that their certificates can be verified as well. Thank you. And like I said, we are in the forefront of innovation. We work with a lot of farmers, so we also have technology which doesn't require internet. We've come up with our own proprietary elements, wherein any change or any difference in the design or the packaging can be captured, and we can easily identify that it's a fake product. We also do image detection, wherein sometimes we are not able to place a packaging element on the package. So we identify and analyze the product itself and tell if it's a fake product versus an original product. Sorry. Yeah, next, please. So this is about me. I'm the founder and CEO. I have a master's degree from the University of Maryland. I've had 3 startups before this. Not successful, but yeah, I did go somewhere. And, I worked at Ericsson, etc. And I have Shiv, who's the head of sales. And, he's a veteran in this industry. And this is what is about us. I think that's it. Thank you so much for having me and giving me time to present my startup before you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Acquis. Now I would like to call upon Astrom team to pitch their product.
Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Neha Sitak and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Astrom. We are a connectivity startup. We are developing innovative technology to bridge the digital divide. We are developing products for deployment of 5G and also satellite communication infrastructure in LEO and MEO. So next slide, please. Yeah. As you know, I think all of us are really well aware of the connectivity needs of the world. And in the last 2 years, 2 to 3 years, when COVID, has really completely changed our lifestyle, I think we all can really say that there is a lot of demand for data, and the demand for data is not just in cities, but it goes to rural areas as well as remote areas. And so to fulfill that kind of a demand, you need telecom infrastructure to be present anywhere and everywhere. And that's kind of the crux of the problem that we face today, because the current telecom infrastructure is very, very concentrated in urban areas. And when you go to rural and when you go to remote areas, that infrastructure is either very poor or sometimes even absent. So that's kind of the problem that we are solving with our innovative technology. Next slide, please. And that problem has been, around mainly because the whole industry has been relying on fiber exclusively, but actually fiber has very limited reach. First of all, fiber is very expensive to lay, and also it takes a long time to lay fiber. Next slide, please. So one may also think of satellite connectivity as the solution, but as it stands today, the satellite connectivity is actually still very expensive when it comes to connecting the masses. Of course, there is a lot happening in the world to bring down the cost of satellite connectivity, which we will also participate in, but as it stands today, it's really not affordable. Can you go to the next slide, please? I can? It's a PDF. Okay. Yeah, so at Astrom, our vision is to develop innovative technology which can make high bandwidth, low cost connectivity possible across land, air and ocean. And you may ask, how do we do that? So we are a millimeter wave wireless communication company. We develop high technology, very high data bandwidth technology in millimeter wave frequencies. And we develop products which can basically enable telecom operators to deploy 5G networks at very low cost and very fast. And we also help satellite operators to make their satellite infrastructure much cheaper than what it is today, so that the cost can go down and the connectivity can spread all around the world. Next slide, please. I think the clicker doesn't work. Yeah, so these are the two products that we have, currently in the market. The first product is called Giga Mesh. It is the world's first multi-beam E-band radio. So E-band frequencies are very high frequencies, and all the products available in the market today are only point-to-point, which means that they can connect only one tower to one other tower. So we are the first company in the world to make a product which can actually connect one tower to multiple towers. So in simple words, this is basically a wireless device which does the job of fiber. So if fiber takes 1.5 years to deploy at a kilometer distance, this product can be deployed in few hours. So 1.5 years versus few hours. And also the cost of deploying this kind of a product is much lower than as compared to fiber. And as compared to other E-band products, we are at least 50% cheaper than any other product available in the market today in the world. So this is how we are actually revolutionizing the backhaul infrastructure of telecom, both for rural broadband as well as 5G. Because when 5G comes in, if today you saw 5 towers in your area, tomorrow you will see 25. So the number of towers will grow at a very, very fast rate. And all of these towers will actually require connectivity. And to lay fiber to each of these towers is just an impossible task, and it's very, very expensive. So radios like these will be used instead of fiber to connect all of these cell sites. And that's where we will help 5G deployment in developing countries as well as developed countries. The second product, which we call GigaSat, it's basically using the same millimeter wave phased array technology that we have developed and patented. And with this product, we enable low-cost satellite user terminal, which can be used with satellite constellations. So I think all of us have heard news about, OneWeb launching satellites in low Earth orbit and Starlink. But the success of these constellation is very much dependent on what is used on the ground, because that defines how easily you can penetrate that service, into the world. The cost has to be low, and the performance has to be high. So that's kind of what GigaSat is doing. So both of our products actually, we have customers signed up already. So we are very proud to say that our first product will be used by Indian Army very soon, and the second product will be used by Indian Navy to connect with existing ISRO satellites. This product is also going to be used in India specifically to connect Gram Panchayat to villages. So the Indian government, like many other governments, have been focusing on connecting the rural areas quite a lot. And so there has been fiber laid till Gram Panchayat, but there is actually no utilization of that fiber because that fiber capacity has not reached the end consumer, which is in the village. So this product will actually connect the Gram Panchayat to village, where because of that the actual users can access broadband. So that's kind of the roadmap for this product. And the second product, after we do the Navy, we are also going to tie up with LEO constellation players to enable low-cost services in countries like India. So next slide, please. Yeah, so as I said, the USP of our product is that we are the first company in the world to make a multi-beam E-band product. And that kind of a technology requires both hardware innovation as well as software innovation. And we have built that technology from scratch, and we have also patented that. So our patents are already granted both in US and India. So that's kind of the core of the technology. And just to give you a brief idea, I know this is a space session and you may be wondering what is a telecom startup / space startup doing here. But the future of this technology is actually to build LEO constellations, satellite constellations, which are 10 times cheaper than current constellations. And the way we do it is very simple. The current satellites that are launched by LEO operators deliver only something like 20 Gbps capacity. With the same money, by moving to higher frequencies and using our technology, we can deliver close to 200 Gbps capacity. And that's the basic roadmap to also making satellite connectivity more and more affordable. So yeah, with that, I would like to thank you all for really giving us the opportunity to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Astrom. Now, I'd like to call upon Ambo IdTech, also known as Discovery, to make their startup pitch.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here with you today. First of all, thanks so much for the entire Indian delegation for giving us an opportunity to talk to you and present to you today. I'm Chirant. I'm one of the co-founders of Discovery. I'm joined here with Saurabh, my co-founder. And we are a Bangalore and Bombay-based company, and we're trying to build the future of insurance. So if we were to bring our entire venture thesis or what we are trying to build as a startup on one single slide, the story would look something like this. We are excited about solving for the insurance penetration problem in India. As many of you know, insurance is severely underpenetrated in India. For most major economies, India lags both in terms of protection rate as well as the overall penetration rate of insurance as well. And there are two ways to think to solve that problem, right? One, you become a better insurance company or a better underwriter who can produce great products at the best prices and so on and so forth. But that is sort of, we don't think that is a real problem in India because we have got 54 amazing insurance companies who can underwrite some great products. So the problem really lies in distribution of these insurance products, and technology can play a fundamental role. The view that we have, the innovative view that we have is that that, look, you don't need to become a brand like Policy Bazaar to solve for the trust gap that happens between the distribution side and the underwriting sides of insurance. What you can do is almost take a payment gateway approach, right? So if you're a large digital merchant and you want to add digital or you want to accept digital payments as part of your customer workflows, you don't necessarily go and build your own payment gateway like a Stripe or a Razorpay. What you do is partner with them, right? So why can't you do that for insurance distribution? So that is the question that enabled us to start with this thesis about 4 years ago. And what we're really saying is that as long as you are an existing business which has great consumer scale and great consumer trust, and you're a brand yourself, we want to become the force behind the brand as far as insurance distribution is concerned. So it's a single sort of a API that can help you to sort of distribute any kind of insurance across life and non-life products. So the go-to-market language, or our solution is called is insurance in a box, which is a combination of 3 fundamental building blocks. One is the insurance product itself. So we work with more than 40 insurance companies in the back end, and for us, every insurance product is an API. Is a pipe, that is a technology pipe where data can flow through. Second is the management platform. We work with multiple carriers, multiple products, multiple channels, so you need technology to get a single view of the customer. So we provide that on a white label SaaS basis. The third is the compliance license itself. So we are regulated in India and offer that as to enable partners who would like to sort of distribute certain kind of products but need a compliance license to do so, in which case they can ride on the back of ours. So this sort of solution in a aggregated way we call as insurance in a box, and the space that is sort of emerging out of this is called insurtech infrastructure. So it's providing the infrastructure for anybody to distribute insurance at scale. In our humble opinion, this can really try and sort of move the needle as far as insurance penetration is concerned. So we are little over 4 years old now. On the back of the pandemic, our growth really accelerated. We completed a couple of funding rounds along the journey as well. The pandemic was really the tipping point, right? So what happened to digital payments on the back of demonetization kind of happened to insurance on the back of the pandemic, where fundamentally the user behavior changed as far as insurance is concerned, and products like health insurance became very topical. So that has accelerated our journey. We have processed more than $40 million in terms of overall premium. We have covered more than 1 million, close to 1 million lives so far. Very excitingly, a lot of these are first-time buyers of insurance. And even more excitingly, a lot of these folks who are buying insurance for the first time are from our women demographic. So think about it, right? In rural India, sort of, women are getting more and more empowered to make these kind of financial decisions, especially in terms of their household security. We are Series A funded. We are backed by some amazing investors who understand sort of our view and where we want to go. We have partnered with some amazing partners, both on the distribution side as well as the underwriting side. And right now we're operational in 2 countries, in India and the UAE. I'm not going to go through for the paucity of time, we'll not sort of, go through some of the other slides. This is our solution. It looks very complex. It is complex. So when you sort of, the idea is to abstract all the complexity for any brand to distribute insurance at scale. But the way to think about our solution is really that we are pipes, right? We are plumbers between the distribution side of the value chain and the underwriting side of the value chain. We'll again skip through a lot of, so for those of us who are from India, a lot of these logos will be familiar. We work with some amazing partners on the distribution side as well as on the insurance company side, and going super fast in this particular space. To talk a little bit about sort of our metrics, we spoke about sort of the number of insurance companies. India has about 54 insurance companies. We already work with 40 plus of them. We have got about 85 insurance products that are out of the box. So anybody can come in and plug into our API and essentially start insurance distribution in a matter of days, as against months that it takes currently. And we have got about more than 10 industries represented on the platform already. One of our signature products is really on the back of credit disbursement. So if you're a lender, if there are any lenders in the room, sort of we're happy to talk to them. We have processed insurance for more than $2 billion in terms of loans processed or attached against. And on the impact that we have created, so far with the tech that we have built can power up about 70% of India's distribution base. We are enabling sort of our partners to go to market faster. It's really, the idea is to bring the most simplest tool for our partners to distribute insurance in a cheaper, better, faster way. And the platform has hit scale. We do more than 200 or 2 lakh or 200,000 API calls per day, which is a lot of data getting sort of processed through the system, and on the back of which we are sort of innovating for more intelligent use cases and making our partners more smarter in terms of insurance distribution. That's about it. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity, and hope you have a good day.
Thank you so much, Discovery team. Now, I'd like to call upon Digantra to make their pitch.
Hi, this is Anirudh Sharma from Digantra. So I'm the co-founder and CEO at Digantra. Is the presentation coming?
Use the mic.
Okay, sure. So what we are building here is something similar to Google Maps, but for space. So I'll make this much more clear for you guys. So the problem statement that we're talking about here is the first satellite was launched in 1957 by Russia. Since then till now, we have more than 4,000 active satellites in the orbit. And this is something like a problem similar in the aviation industry. Once the aviation sector was started, we didn't have something called air traffic management or air surveillance. But today we have a sophisticated solution for traffic management service in the aviation industry. A similar solution for the space industry is something that we're building with a space-based sensor. A patented technology that we developed back in the university days is converted into this particular startup idea. So this is the technology that we're developing, which can track objects in space up to a single centimeter, with which we'll develop a map of all the objects in space and convert this map into an information which satellite operators across the globe, even the launch companies, can use. So the technology that we are building at this point in time is being launched in next few months to space. So this will validate our first use case and be able to sell these data sets to the commercial users. We are far ahead of the timeline at this point in time. It means that the solution that we are building is a latent requirement for the industry, because space is something that is growing at this point in time. Every industry is looking at leveraging space technology. That is why we are building this solution. So basically, our solution is called Space Map, Space Mission Assurance Platform. So this has three particular major technologies. One is called SCOT, which is a climate and an object tracker. What we do is we track radiations in space and objects in space. With that, we get data sets. The data sets that we get pass through an engine called an orbital engine. This is more or less a data fusion engine. Just like in Google Maps, they collect data from your phones, several other sources that they have, and Google has a solution called Google Street View, where they have their own cars with cameras on it, which uses their own cameras to capture images and then convert that into Street View. That is something that we do with Orbital Engine. We convert data sets that we get from several platforms. And the last product is called Space Adapt. This is where the analytics comes in. So we work interestingly with insurance companies as well, because insurance companies today in the space industry do not provide satellite operation insurance. The reason, because we don't have risk analysis data or risk metrics in the space industry for them to provide these data sets. So we will become the drivers for an insurance company to provide satellite insurance for satellite operations with these data sets. We have already achieved a number of commercial contracts and work with many space agencies across the globe. Like UK Space Agency is one of our customer. We have worked with Telespazio in Europe. So most of our customers at this point in time are from this particular region, European sectors. And also we work with a number of other Asian companies. One of the biggest company that we're working is called Hanwha Systems. We have a good amount of contracts with them to supply these data sets to their satellites. Thank you so much.
Okay, so that was the last pitch for the day. So as we conclude the day one of India at Viva Tech, a huge round of applause for all the speakers, all the panelists, all the startups who have presented their work. We will be back tomorrow again with another set of exciting sessions and another set of startups lined up for pitching. So see you guys tomorrow at 9. Thank you.
For the Indian contingent, the day is not over yet. So we are supposed to head off right away for our dinner. So would request you to please gather in front of gate number T, where our buses are waiting. So we should be leaving in another next 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you so much.